Yeah, basically during the evening. We might see it moving into some parts of the viewing area, Cindy, by the tail end of drive time tomorrow. So we are calling it a storm alert weather day. If those storms do move in early, and that is one thing that models are notorious for, is maybe going a little bit too fast with these storms. So we'll keep an eye on it, but we'll show you what we have so far. 58 degrees Chattanooga, 54 Cleveland. It's pretty warm tonight. It's 60s up on the plateau. Even warmer off to our west, 62 Nashville. 78 Little Rock. There is a cold front basically right here. Little Rock 78. Back toward Tulsa, 56 degrees there. We're going to see some of that cooler air moving into the Tennessee Valley on Wednesday, but between the cooler air and now is that line of storms that's going to be pushing into the Tennessee Valley. Well, when we talk about line of storms, we're mentioning tomorrow late afternoon, tomorrow evening, we'll see them moving over the plateau and into Chattanooga. Take a look. We have a low 1 out of 5 risk of severe storms in Chattanooga. To our west, the risk is a little bit higher. So what are we talking about with the risk? 5% risk of hail. We're looking at a 5% risk of damaging winds and a 2% risk of isolated tornadoes to our west. The better risk of tornadoes is going to be to our southwest down toward Tuscaloosa, back toward Meridian, Mississippi, Columbus as well, in a 5% risk of isolated tornadoes. So that's going to be the best chance for seeing that. I'm not overly concerned with tornadic activity. So let's take a look at our futurecast, and what you're going to see on this particular map is not the rain, but I have superimposed on this map where we would see lightning, where we would see hail, and where we would see rotation, indicating the possibility of tornadoes. We'll notice as we move through, about 8 o'clock is when we're going to see that line of storms moving through Chattanooga, and I think it's pretty much just going to be gusty winds and lightning along with heavy rain that we're dealing with. But if you look a little bit further to our south and west, where we have that higher risk of tornadic activity, this is where we have possibly some rotation, some hail, so that's where we're looking at, again, the highest risk. Meanwhile, for us, I do think gusty winds might be an issue. Where you see these swaths of green, that's where we could see 20 to 35 mile per hour wind gusts, maybe even higher with some of the stronger storms that move through. So a wind advisory is in effect, but only for Grundy County, Jackson County, and DeKalb County in northeast Alabama. So with our futurecast, once again, let's go through this pretty quickly. You can see 5 o'clock beginning to approach the plateau, 6 o'clock beginning to move over the plateau. This is 7 o'clock. You can see that line of rain and storms moving through. 8 o'clock, once again, heavy rain, lightning, and maybe some gusty winds. The biggest threat. Can't 100% rule out small hail, but it's not a likelihood. It's just a possibility at this point. Meanwhile, as we move through, this is 9 o'clock. Pretty heavy stuff North Georgia up through Athens, Tennessee. 10 o'clock beginning to move up into the Blue Ridge. And then after 11 o'clock tomorrow night, everything clears out. And once again, we'll start to see some cooler air sliding into the Tennessee Valley. Moving into Thursday, Friday, it should be dry and a pretty nice end to the work week. So our Storm Alert 7-day forecast, Storm Alert weather day for tomorrow mainly, again, because we could see some of those storms moving through. If they come through a little bit early, it may coincide with the end of drive time. And then there's the cooler air sliding in on Wednesday, 67 the high, lows in the 40s, highs stay in the 70s. Beautiful weather for the middle and end of next week. Not bad over the weekend, but more cloudy with showers moving back in, possibly Sunday and Monday.